Hello, how are you? I would
Fine,
like
thank
to
you.
really thank you for offering us these courses. I did a business management course and our professor was really, really good. He really made it so simple, and also not only gave us, he even gave us tips, and he would go out of his way to look for things that would help us with the program. So I really, I think I spent my time very wisely, and it has really helped me in my business, especially with the accounting section. It was still business management, but we did a bit of accounting in it. And the accounting was made so simple. I've been in business for nearly 10 years, but I've never found it as the way the professor made it for us.
Yes.
I would really like to thank, and all those that want to take the course, I'm sure if you're dedicated, it's one of a kind course.
Yes, my name is Ruben Chacha from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. So yeah, my background is an engineer. I did municipal and industrial service engineering, but through EBU program, I did project management. I really enjoyed the session. And the reason why I choose to study project management is because currently I'm working with one of an international organization called Research Development as the youth officer, where I deal with in a project design. So I found myself like I really wanted to grow my skills in project design, and through this program, I really see my skills growing, and I look forward into learning more from you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I took the business finance with Juliana, and it was amazing. I have learned so much. Finance is my North Star. What I can say about my background is finance is my North Star. I look forward to a place where guys not only know about finance, but they can practice it. Like people have the skills. Okay, we know we get monies, we spend monies, but how do we really account for it? How do we make value for it? And from my courses, I have learned a lot, and it has given me a platform to kickstart my financial literacy digital program.
Wow.
Yes, I'm really grateful for it.
My name is Joan from Kenya. I'm a very proud member of EBU. Actually, EBU has been so good to me, and I just appreciate the organization so much. I did, personally, I'm a chef by profession, but currently I'm doing online marketing. So I found business management being the right course for me because I wanted to interact worldwide. And actually, since I started doing the business management course, I've been able to meet different people worldwide, and my business has been growing each and every day. In the sessions the classes were so nice, they were so interactive, and something that was so nice that our professor was a nice person. He used to clarify everything for us, and he used to prepare everything in advance. So the classes were so enjoyable, and nobody should worry about the classes. And actually myself, I can see my life at a different place because of this EBU. So right now I've taken a different course about gender cases.
Yeah.
So I believe I'm going very far with this organization, and I will take another course after I finish this one. So EBU is a nice place.
Thank you so much. We're so happy to hear this, and we're so proud of you. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So
sharing.
humbled that we
Yeah.
are working on, So thank you very much, Jan. And
Okay, we had about, okay, I personally, I chose the human resource management course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest, I mean, the rest of my colleagues will say what they chose. And then we had about this EBU from the Office of the President of Kenya.
Yeah.
Yes, and we are so much excited.
We are too.
Yeah, we are so much excited, all of us, and eager to learn.
Absolutely.
And get something out of it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Good, we can start.
And see we are live and people are already watching us, very excited.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining as early as some of you did. I'm just doing a quick check to see if all EBU team members are here. See Kupra, Alan Paris. Yeah. I think we can get started. Just 1 second, I'll have my video on. Yeah. So before we get started, first, general welcome once again to the student orientation meeting, and to EBU, welcome back if this is the second course or third or whatever number you are. If this is not your first time with EBU, welcome back. Some housekeeping and to mention, this session is being recorded. So we have a copy of the recording. So just we note that this is being recorded as you're here, and the recording will be shared. Another thing to point out is we have closed captions enabled and a live transcript available. I've been putting that in the chat for users here. So maybe Saliha or Samira, you can keep pasting the option to remind everyone you can enable captions and a transcript. And we'll get started with a quick round of introductions of the whole team. I think for the meeting on Wednesday, we were just the technical team. So in this meeting, we have the larger EBU team. So you'll get to meet everyone who will be contributing or who has contributed to your journey so far. I think I can get started as I'm already speaking. Then Kupra and so on. So Dr. Muli is here. We'll continue. So welcome to the student orientation meeting. My name is Anne Matati. I'm based in Kenya. So I see several students here saying from Kenya. So welcome to the meeting. I'm the technology support manager and also the program director. So for students who have met me before during the technical meeting on Wednesday, I was playing the role of the tech manager. And I'm happy to welcome you back to today's meeting and looking forward to a helpful session for students. Any questions you might still have, we hope to be able to answer them. And keep using the chat to ask questions, to introduce yourself. We are happy to keep seeing those messages pop up. I think I'll pass to you, Kupra. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome. My name is Kubra Ardan. I am the Director of Administration here at EBU, as well as managing our admissions department. So if for those who are in the degree program, probably at some point we have been in touch with one another. That is all from me. We'll talk more in the coming minutes, but I will pass it on to, who do I see, Paris?
Thank you, Kubra. And confirm you can hear me clearly? Good. So hello, everyone. My name is Paris Ranji. I'm the degree program coordinator at EBU. I'm currently based in Kenya, and I would like to welcome all of you to EBU, and I look forward to supporting you alongside the rest of the EBU team. Karibu sana. Welcome. Thank you. And I pass it to Alan.
Hello, my name is Alan. So for those who met me early in the week, this is the second time. For those who are new, I'm the certificate program coordinator. So I'm looking forward to interact with all of you. Thank you. Passing to, I don't know, Samira.
I think we can now move to Dr. Bully, who will introduce himself and get us started with the meeting. Yes. And to you, Dr. Muli.
Thank you so much, Anne. Before anything, I'd like to say, which is sign language for welcome to all of our participants. I hope you can use the closed captions and you can use the audio because this is very important for us to make sure that you are included. So my name is correctly stated, Dr. Muli. I'm the academic dean. I want to make sure that everybody knows that we are here to try and make sure that you get the best of this education that we have to offer. And we'll be talking a little bit more about this. And if anything, please be aware that we are very proud of the fact that you have gained the scholarship. So first of all, congratulations to everybody who has attained the scholarship. Back to you, Anne.
Thank you so much. We have a quick agenda, but also helpful and detailed for the students today. So today will be more academic. That's why we do a separate technical meeting so we can make sure we have a focus to just take the time to show you how to do things. But today will be more academic guidelines, just that to prepare you as you start on Monday. What else should you expect? What else should you need to know? So we'll be maybe 45 minutes to 1 hour. That should be enough for us to conclude today's meeting. I think we'll start with just an overview of EBU research, everything EBU does. And I think I have noted on my agenda for Dr. Muli to highlight that a bit before we continue.
So I'm on again, is that correct?
Yeah.
Before we go forward, I see a lot of people saying hello. So may I just ask everybody to say, where are you? Just type in the chat feature. Where are you? If you're in Kenya, where in Kenya? If you're in Cameroon, where in Cameroon? I see Mary from Gije from Cameroon. Let's all say hello to each other because it's very important for us to be a community. Burundi, we have Burundi in the house. Thank you. We have Kenya. We have Nigeria. Thank you. Oh, okay. Now this is even going faster than I can read. We have somebody, I think I saw Sweden. Okay, Nyanyuki, I saw Nyakuru, Machakos. Okay, Eldoret, I see in Kilifi. Wonderful. So everybody just say where you are. And I hope you've managed to say hello to each other. We have South Africa here, I've seen. And it's very important for us to have a sense of community. Now, there are over 500 who are going to be joining us. So unfortunately, we cannot give you the opportunity to use the microphone for obvious reasons. It would be too chaotic. So we have to manage it where if you have questions, put them in the chat feature. But that's something I think you already may know about. Let me just give you a quick overview of what we intend here to do and where we are going. Again, we are a non-for-profit organization, but we have a very important mission, and that mission is to make sure that education that we're delivering is qualitative. We have a wonderful campus. We are physically located in Luxembourg. We invite everybody who is able to come and visit, say hello. We'll be happy to buy you a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Am I right, Kubra? Where are you? I think you're the one in charge of that. Is that correct? You'll offer them coffee or tea?
Always, with pleasure. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, just wanted to confirm. Okay. And in addition to that, let me also say that at EBU, we are very, very interested in two things. Other than your education, we're interested in making sure that you can do something with your education. If you're going to just get this degree, if you're going to just get this certificate and it does not help you, then we're wasting your time and our time, okay? So we want to make sure, number one, that this certificate that you complete is going to empower you. In other words, it has to be usable. We have therefore created a jobs board. In other words, a board for employment. We actively put, Samira, how many jobs were advertised today? Can you give us just a rough number? Or in the last week? Just give me a rough number.
More than 20.
More than 20 jobs were advertised today, correct?
No, in this week.
In this week, okay?
Yeah.
So more than 20 not position, but 20 various advertisements were put out for multiple positions. In some days, we will have very, very interesting opportunities that I think you will qualify for, especially because you have completed this certificate. All right, now that's why you're here. Yes, you're here because you want to move yourselves forward. And yes, we are here because we want to empower you. That's number one. Now, number two, we're looking at doing something very unique, and that is making sure that we are not only affordable, we're not only accessible, right? But we are also looking at, my important point here is to be equitable. So we are looking to make sure that no one is left behind. In other words, equity implies women. Equity implies if you have challenges, physical or visual or auditory challenges, we are going to make sure that you are not left behind for jobs as well. So this is who we are. We're working with some very interesting organizations. We have over 340 partners who are also behind us and therefore pulling for you. Who are those partners? What can they do for you? These are the questions you have to also ask yourselves, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's all about your empowerment. So if you're interested, please make sure that you are not only attending the courses, but you're also actively engaged in our employment board, that you're also looking at our partners, asking questions, making sure you're communicating with us, because we are here to try and empower you. All right. Last thing, I saw a young girl there, Joseph Yongo. I see, is that a young girl? Is that yes, Joseph, is that your daughter? I see there. You can nod your head if you is it a boy or a girl? It's a girl. It's a girl. Thank you. Okay. Now we have a robotics course for girls like her. All right. We want to build an army. Yes, I see people are smiling. Thank you. Amran, exactly. Thank you. We want to build an army of young girls who are between the ages. Lillian, you can smile. Luangu, you can smile, it's okay. We want to build an army of girls between 11 and 18 years old. We want to build an army of girls who are going to teach and learn robotics. This is something that you can tell everybody about, because we will enroll them. We will have them taking active part. Tell your nieces, tell your nephews, bring your Joseph, your young girl there, right? So this is something that we are very interested in doing in terms of our equity side, okay? It's not just about you, it's about everybody around you and what we can do, because like they say, the tide lifts all the boats, and that's what we want to do here. So thank you, Anne, I hope I've not taken up too much time, but we have a wonderful team. Let me just say very quickly, we have a brilliant team, and they are going to be able to support you. This would not happen without the team's members that we have here. There's some who are not here, but you can always take a look at our profiles and you can see who they are. So thank you very much. Good to see that everybody is at least smiling. Yeah, I can see some people. Grace Chikomo, you're covering your mouth even. Oh, now I see your teeth. Okay, thank you. I'm just picking people, okay? I'm here to enjoy myself also. If you don't enjoy what you do, then it's obvious, right, Sammy, Martine? I can see you smiling also. There you go. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Back to you, Anne. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bleko. You didn't take too much time. That was perfectly okay. So we also want to discuss a bit of our orientation and community building, and Kupra will discuss that. Pass over to you, Kupra.
Absolutely. Well, once again, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to European Business Institute of Luxembourg. Today marks a very important journey for you, one filled with opportunities, whether this is through our WhatsApp career platform, some challenges, new friendships that will all shape you, not only your studies, but also the way you see your world. Our theme for this orientation is community building and our diversity. And this is not just a phrase that we use, but it's really the heart of who we are as an institution. You will find yourself surrounded with peers, lecturers, professionals who come from every corner of the globe. And each one of you also bringing your own culture, traditions, languages, and perspectives. And this is a very nice mix that makes our community unique and powerful. And now that we are close to 30,000 students, so you can imagine the impact of the community. So diversity is not only about where you come from, but also how we think, how we solve problems, and how we all collaborate. So at our institution here at EBU, we of course encourage all of you to learn, but not just from your lectures and textbooks and videos, but also always from each other. Every conversation that you make, every group project, every assignment, every shared experience is an opportunity for you to grow. And as you begin this journey, just remember that you are not alone. You're a part of vibrant global learning family that values respect, collaboration, and inclusivity. Together, we will only achieve academic success, but also create meaningful experiences and lasting connections. That is all from me, and I pass it to you. Thank you.
We also try to do a breakout rooms for this session, but we'll do that towards the end because I see so many questions coming up in the chat. I would like for us to get started and already start answering some of those. And then when we have some time, we'll do a breakout room. And what the breakout rooms are, you get to smaller rooms. Right now we are about over 400 here, and therefore not be able to give everyone a chance to introduce themselves, but the breakout rooms will give you that opportunity. So I'll continue with the other part of our agenda, and I'll be showing you what to expect on day one, especially with the learning platform. And this has been detailed a lot more during the technical orientation meeting that we had on Wednesday, and the recording is available. So I'll just do a very brief overview, but I encourage every student to watch the technical orientation meeting. We had a 1 hour, 10-minute session, so it's very detailed. It will be very helpful. But with that said, I'll get to sharing my screen. And I'll say, I think I'll start with what to expect. What are our days? Because I saw a question about how long the semester, should we expect to go up to August next year? So I think let's start there so that I can just clarify when are we starting, when are you expecting to conclude, and so on. Then we'll get into the other details of that. So we do have an academic calendar available for you on the learning platform. And therefore, right now we are here. We are doing the orientation week. It's coming to an end today, or let's say on Sunday, you still have time to, settle in and more. And then on September 15th, which is Monday, we will have our week one get started here. And then that continues. And I'll show you what a week entails so that you can expect to know, okay, in a week, I should target to complete these, that, and so on. And then this will continue all the way to week 13, where we conclude. For certificate students who are doing certificate short courses, you're only doing your coursework for 13 weeks. For students who are doing the degree program, of course, your program is maybe 2 years, or you have maybe 1 year to go. That will mean this semester ends in week 13, and then another semester starts, so we go into term 2. So if you're doing a certificate short course, you'll be concluding that by week 13 here, which is a question I saw pop up. I think it's good to clarify what dates should you have in mind as we are getting started. So this is it, and the calendar is available here, so you can come back to it as you want and just confirm the date. But right now we are in the orientation week, so we'll continue with that. Our learning platform is connect.ebulux.lu, which everyone should already have access to. So this is it here. This is the platform we have already been using to send you the announcements for this week, to welcome you on board, and so on. So that's what we'll continue to utilize it for your learning, for communication, to share with you opportunities that come up within the institute, and so on. So this is very important for you. Require this for your learning. If you're not accessing your learning platform almost every other day during your learning, then that you might be missing something. So I'll show you what to do day one, what should you expect. And let's say if you're struggling to log in, if you have not been able to update your profile, the technical orientation meeting really detailed that. So just really like to mention that once again. Please go watch that recording so you can troubleshoot some of the issues you might be having. So your course, I'm using this course as a demonstration, but this repeats for all our other courses. Our other courses all have a similar template. So you'll have your instructor, a brief welcome message, and this is the course information section, which just details items that you require for your coursework, including communication with the instructor. It will be done here. This is for students to use to interact among themselves, and so on. I'll highlight these. So to join your class, like today's Zoom meeting, you use the Zoom link that we sent to your email this morning. That's the same approach you'll be using to attend your live classes. And the webinar link is available in the course here. So it is available just below your instructor picture. You scroll just slightly down below, there is what's called a webinar link. Our time zone, every time that EBU communicates, we'll always use the CET or Luxembourg time zone, and that's relevant. Just do a conversion, just have in mind what does that mean for if you're in Kenya, if you're in Nigeria, if you're in Rwanda, how does that convert to your time zone to make sure you do not miss any classes. We have a tool here that helps to guide you better. For example, I'm in Kenya, so currently it's 5 p.m. on my side. So I can see I'm 1 hour ahead of Luxembourg, and that just gives perspective of how to calculate that. So you can rely on this clock if you're feeling unsure, you do not have full clarity on your class. So this is how you join your classes. These will not be sent to your email every other week. I think it's important to highlight that, but it will continuously be available for you in your course. Every time you open your course, scroll down a little bit, here it is. I would also like to discourage sharing the webinar link with a friend or so on, because I've seen before a student attend the wrong class throughout a whole semester because a friend sent them a link and say, yeah, this is where you join class, but it was the link for an alternative class. So only use what's available in your course and just move through these there. And then some resources and so on. So, and then week one, like, what does a week look like? And I'll just mention that here very quickly. We'll have an overview, some learning resources, and the learning resources will be in form of videos, articles, any form of supporting resource that your instructor feels will help you better understand the topic at hand will be provided here. There'll also be the presentation lecture, the presentation slides used during your live webinar. And then, so more resources, it can be as many or as little as your instructor feels is needed to meet the requirements of the coursework. Important, there'll be an assessment a quiz in a quiz format. It's multiple choice quiz. You should be able to complete within an hour, or you can get more time if needed. That's available. And we'll have a forum discussion available to you. I'll show you more about the forum discussion, maybe using the student area, but this is the expectation of what a week looks like. And that now repeats for every week. So in week 2, you just see different topic, different set of resources, a quiz, a forum, and that continues. So after you find your grounding in week 1, if you're feeling a bit nervous, after you find your grounding in week 1, you'll be able to just, it's the same thing that just keeps going on. Week 1, 2, 3, going forward. Just to point out, you will not get access to the whole course on day 1. You'll only get access to 1 week at a time. So for example, on Monday, you'll get access to your week 1. And then as we move forward in week 2, you get access to week 2. And that just goes gradually like that. So you won't get access to everything at the same time. We don't want you to feel overwhelmed and wonder where to start. So that's the structure that will be observed. I'll just give me a quick check to see the next item here. But I really want to keep highlighting that the technology orientation meeting done on Wednesday, and the recording has been sent, has more details on the technical aspects of the learning platform. So we'll pass over to Paris to highlight our EBU student guidelines. And maybe before she comes on board, I'll show you where to find them. So everyone has access to the student area here. You'll see our team. Some of them have introduced themselves today. And then as you scroll here, you'll see a section that's called important documents, with yet even a bigger sign highlighting the importance. And this is really, and I think we keep then highlighting again, important, because these guidelines are very relevant in your learning. So they range from, this is the certificate student guidelines and the degree program student guidelines. We also have a reasonable adjustments policy, which is also be relevant for the students joining us this semester. We have a scholarship guideline, which will govern every student who is on board at EBU through a scholarship. This is very important for you. And we also have hardship scholarship guidelines. So all these are very relevant in your learning. So make sure you go through this section and look through these. We'll highlight a few of our guidelines. So Paris, I'll pass to you and you let me know which section you want to start with, and I'll open that for you.
Thank you, Anne. I think we'll look at student guidelines, the ones you have just opened, and we'll go straight to netiquette policy. I would suggest that everybody goes through the documents, all the documents that are in the student area, so that you understand and you read, you get to know what is expected of you as a student who is here at EBU. So the first thing we'll do is the netiquette policy. There are some things that I would like us to discuss. This netiquette policy, it guides the interaction between you and the fellow students, your course instructor, and also the EBU support team. So something like be respectful. Remember that you're communicating with actual people, and be sure to be courteous and show respect, even if there are differences in opinion. That is in the netiquette policy. You can go through, read that. Also think before you post, be aware of who may be able to view your posting. Make sure that what you're posting is not, you're not hurting other people's, I don't want to say feelings, but just know you're relating with other human beings. And the other thing is sometimes in class you'll be put in breakout rooms. Listen actively during this discussion. Avoid interrupting others when they're talking. Be patient with others as they're expressing their points or as they're navigating the online platform. Let us be patient with everybody and every student. Avoid using caps, caps and bolds, repeated punctuation marks. It sounds like you are shouting at someone. So try to use the appropriate language and style that everyone else can be able to understand you. Also be considerate of other people. be aware of how, the sarcasm you use and you're responding to students' comments in the discussion forums, or even when you're writing an email to the EBU support team. Just go straight to the point, let them know what your topic is, stay on your topic, and let them be able to assist you. If possible, of which we propose is that on the subject, be clear on what you're talking about. Don't say, I've not been enrolled in my course. So they'll wonder which course. Give detail, be specific, human resource course, this and this, give all the details so that we're able to assist you as fast as we can. Also, we talked about being mindful of your tone. It's easy to misinterpret intentions. We know there's no body language, so we are not seeing each other. And someone may misinterpret your intentions and the vocal cues that you have. The other part I would like us to discuss is the technology policy. It's 3.3, Anne. And I would like to discuss the last point.
Paris,
yes.
Before you go on, just a quick point that I want to raise, which you've touched on, but I want to reemphasize this, just so that everybody is aware in terms of our netiquette policy. Email communication, text communication is the poorest form of communication that we have. And Paris has indicated very correctly, we don't have body language, we don't have tone, and all of this is part of communication. It's very important to be aware of this. We have found this out to be the case very quickly, right, through experience. So what is going to happen is that you might have an escalation just because you've written something in caps, or you have written, somebody has already done it here, where they're writing the same thing 5 times or 6 times. I just saw that. And I know that you're trying to get attention, but remember, it's like shouting. It becomes a part of the whole etiquette, right? How we engage with each other, because we will have an escalation and our behavior, online behavior has not been checked. So as soon as you notice something's going on, which is what our team does, we may not communicate with you immediately. We'll say, let's talk on the phone, right? Let's have a Zoom conference, because it will only escalate. And it's not for any other reason, but the mere fact that text communication is the poorest form of communication. Thank you, Paris. Back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Muli. Let's now discuss the technology policy. Thank you, Anne. So the last point, where students must personally ensure that the security and integrity of connections are uninterrupted on their side at the beginning and on the duration of the exam and test. This is also quizzes. And any failings will result in the exams or tests being marked as incomplete and not receiving credit. So ensure before you do the exam, you'll have enough, we'll announce the exams, or your instructors will tell you the right time to do the midterm exams, the final exams, the quizzes, the weekly quizzes. Ensure that your internet is not interrupted and you're able to complete your exams in good time. Also, during the midterm exams and the final exam, we insist that all your cameras should be on as you're doing your exams, so that we emphasize on integrity. The other document I would like us to discuss is the EBU scholarship guide. Anne?
And just one, I'm sorry to interrupt. I know that many students have a lot of questions, and we're not ignoring you, right? So all of you who are putting your questions in the chat, please be aware that we want to do the presentation first. And then after the presentation, if your questions have not been answered by that time, then we'll be able to address them and or direct you how they can be addressed. So I know some of you are raising hands, some of you are writing questions and you're repeating your questions. Do not be frustrated. We have a program. We want to make sure that we go through this program first before we answer your questions. Okay, just so that everybody, thank you, Francis. Okay, so Tony, Fiona, Christine, we know all, we see all of your questions, we're reading them, right? Hafsa, we see you. Alex, we see you. So just bear with us. Let's get through the presentation first. Thank you. Thank you, Jared.
So we have the academic scholarship guidelines, and these are very important. Majority of the students here are on scholarship. And what we'd like to emphasize is make sure you read these documents, all the documents that we've been sending to you throughout this week, and also those which are under the student guideline, the student area. Make sure you go through them and read them. But the scholarship, I'd like to read the forfeiture, where the attendance. If a recipient failed to meet the required overall webinar attendance, they will be removed from the program without exception. The course assessments, if the recipient does not complete the ongoing required course assessments, they will be removed from the scholarship program without exceptions. If a recipient does not pass the final course assessment, they will be removed from the scholarship program assessment. So kindly go through these documents, read them, understand them, and take them seriously. Don't take them lightly. Just go through the documents that we have. And if you have any questions, you can contact us through the contact form on the website, and we'll be able to guide you and assist you where you're failing to understand something. Thank you, and back to you, Anne.
Thank you so much, Paris, for that presentation. So I'm looking here, I think I'll discuss you have actually highlighted the attendance and participation guidelines, which is very important for the scholarship students, but also for all EBU students. And that's even further detailed in the students' guidelines. So I see here it's a 30-page document, but just go through it. If you have any questions, it's your first time approaching online learning, wondering what guidelines apply for these or that, these will be helpful so much, because you can see a course attendance and timelines, classwork submission, forum participation, deadlines and submissions, and so on. These will be very helpful for you as indicated here. So kindly, just to highlight again, go through all the documents provided here, and especially this section that we have labeled as important. We have done so because of its relevance to your learning and for the questions that we have seen come up again and again once students get started. I'll highlight here, and the student area is a really key tool for you as a student. So everyone is enrolled here for a reason. We have provided so many resources. So for example, if you're wondering when is my class taking place, there is a section labeled here, webinar schedules, that you can come to, and you'll see the classes listed here, the time. And once again, the time zone will always be in CET, so make sure you do your conversion, which I think most students are already getting right, because we have quite a large number in today's session. So in wherever time zone you are in, at least for today's meeting, you can maintain that calculation. So here are the sessions. We do not place the webinar link here because we don't want students joining every other class, even classes that are not relevant for them. And therefore the webinar link will only be accessible to you within your course. Below the instructor picture, this is where to find your webinar link. These won't be sent to you on a weekly basis to your email. So don't say I didn't receive the webinar link, so I didn't join. Now this is continuously available for you here. It will be the same webinar link throughout your learning. This will not be changing. In some unique circumstances or unavoidable circumstances, your instructor might request to postpone their class. Maybe they're not feeling well, but that will be communicated to you by your instructor. So that's the only time you can expect an adjustment or a change to the time, but the link will always be the same. So make sure you join your classes, make sure you do your quizzes on a weekly basis. Yeah, I'll just highlight once again what a quiz is. It will be put under a blue label called assessments, and then it will be there. And then the forum discussion too. Make sure you do these on a weekly basis. I find it's easy to create a schedule where, every week the quizzes close on a constant time. So your instructor will advise quizzes will close every Wednesday before our class or every Friday. So just have that in mind and plan around that. It's 1 week. So if you foresee traveling plans coming up, try to get in your work before that happens, and so on. So it's about planning. The online learning gives you so much flexibility to be able to do your work, to come in maybe after work, you sit down for 1 hour and do some work. Maybe you can work, you are in the matatu or in the bus going somewhere, you can get a quiz done or you can read some notes. So that's a really added advantage of online learning. It's accessible. You can carry it with you anywhere you are going, and therefore encourage all students to really just take advantage of the accessibility of it. You can do your learning anywhere, you can complete your assessments anywhere. So and as Perry said, no exceptions for missed work. That's very important. So make sure you get your work done. You can also use the Moodle app. We highlighted the Moodle app on the tech meeting, but I'd like to mention it briefly in today's session here. And it's detailed in the tech handbook. So I'll show you using that, because the Moodle app is an app that you can get on your phone. So what I'm presenting right now is the browser version of our learning platform. You go to any of your browsers, open our learning platform, and you get access to all these. But if you wish, and also we recommend, you can have a Moodle app on your phone, and it is the same view, it is the same resources you'll have access to, but you can carry it around. You'll get notifications to your phone when we send any communication. When quizzes are due, you'll get a notification to your phone, and that brings even the learning closer to you. I see that. Looking at our agenda, because we're almost coming to an end, the other item I have here is integrity, plagiarism, and examinations. I usually discuss this, but I'd like Dr. Muli to really highlight that, because there'll be some added input. So please, if you don't mind, can discuss the plagiarism.
Okay, so let's talk about plagiarism. Here's something that I think maybe you don't know. Plagiarism is not just happening once, and you may plagiarize, and then you think that it's over, right? Plagiarism is something that will follow you in your career. Plagiarism is where you may even have your degree, your certificate withdrawn in the future at any time if there is concern or if there's evidence that you have plagiarized. Now, welcome to the world of artificial intelligence, everybody. And obviously we know that plagiarism is going to have a different connotation altogether in terms of how it is perceived and how we have access to information and therefore repeat that information, or we provide that information. We encourage you to use artificial intelligence. We don't say that you cannot use it, right? This is something that a majority of universities have stated, and we've gone along with this as well. We've been very, very pro technology. However, let me make it very clear. If you're using artificial intelligence and you simply cut and paste, that is plagiarism. If you're using artificial intelligence and you lift the main ideas and you repeat them, and then you say, I have gotten this with the support of, then it's no longer plagiarism. If you cut and paste it, you have to quote everything and say everything has been lifted from AI. So just, in other words, be honest. So basically you have to provide or try and engage your own mental faculties in the process, right, of this academic journey. If you just put something that, yes, it's an easy way, but I guarantee you, in the long run, you've not engaged your mental faculties. You've not yet given yourself a chance to think. So give yourself a chance to think. Do yourself a favor And don't let 2 or 3 years later on where you have ministers who have lost their positions. You can see this on the student area. We've given you some links where you've had government officials or CEOs or wherever you go in your career later on, you find that, oh, you plagiarized when you did that certificate or that degree course with EBU, and they're now taking it away from you. Or they want to investigate and see whether or not the work you've done is authentic. We keep your work. We keep everything. We even keep what you're writing in the chat features. And this is something that we have to do for our accreditation. We have to keep everything for a certain number of years as part of the student records. So please be aware of what plagiarism is in the age of artificial intelligence. So it's all about being academically honest. Okay. Thank you, Anne. Anything else you want to add?
No, nothing to add on that. Thank you so much. Yes. So we are actually approaching the end of our agenda here. So I don't know if there are any specific questions that have come up in the chat that I should highlight. Not been able to take a
If you
look.
can just make your screen a little bit bigger, I think that's one thing. I know it's at the end now, but
Yes,
at least so I know somebody was asking if you could make it a little bigger or at least more than, So
Yes.
sorry for whoever was asking earlier, but now I know we're at the end. Now, some of you have been asking about groups, WhatsApp groups. All of this information is going to be available. Everything you're asking, a lot of these questions, oh, I'm not yet in my course. Oh, can I change my course? Yes, all of these questions will be answered. I'm sorry, Blessing, Papa Ikal, I see your hands, but we cannot have any direct involvement because of the large number. There are more than 500 people here already. There are 500 already. So we don't want to engage. If you have questions, try and put them in the chat feature, right? Anybody, and then we'll try and see if we can answer them, or again, we'll provide you with information to answer them. Do you want to talk about how the contact form, because I think this is something very important.
Yes, it is. So here, let me get based on when you're on the home page, you can reach out to any of our EBU offices by here, contact us here, or even at the footer. I'll just give both options anywhere. Even as you scroll down here, it is once again, but so here you can click any of these to contact us, and I'll just click on it just to give you a guide on how to approach it with these. So to start, this is a contact form, as you'll say, just required to enter your name, your email address, but this is also very important. Select the EB office relevant to your issue, and you have provided a guide on how these are directed. So for example, accounts and finance office, do you still have a question about your payment or a pending payment or anything like that? This falls under this category. Admissions office, but degree program. That is very important. Just degree program, you get to that office. Certificate program, admissions office, that. So if there is a description next to each office, there is just a brief description of which office is relevant for that. And then as you go in here now, you'll see the drop down gives you the option to select. Now, if your issue falls under the certificate admissions office, you'll select that. Place a subject as if writing any other email, a message body, and kindly try to make it as detailed as possible. So if you're having issues with your course, kindly indicate, I'm having issues in, let's say, business management. This is the issue I'm having. Because sometimes when you generalize, I have an issue. Which issue? Are you unable to log in? Are you unable to access the webinar? Just make it as detailed as possible, because as detailed as it is, that will make it easier for the support desks to look at your email and say, okay, this is where we start the troubleshooting. This is exactly what's happening, instead of now coming back to you to ask you, kindly tell us more. So always write as much as you can to fully describe what you need support with, and then click submit. The system will send out your email or your support request for you. There is something about course instructor. So let's say you are already in your course, you are in week 3, you're wondering where is week 3 content or anything related to the course, you can use a student cafeteria placed here. And the instructor picture, this is the instructor announcements, and then the student cafeteria. You can ask your questions directed to your instructor or your fellow classmates. It doesn't always have to be dear instructor. Maybe you just want to check with your fellow classmates. Does anyone have a resource I can rely on to maybe read on this? Or does anyone have answers to this and that question? It's just a student cafeteria. You interact with each other and with your instructor through this forum. And then to reach out to the rest of the EBU offices, you use the contact form, which can be accessed here. And also on this menu also is our academic calendar here, which is also, I detailed it as much as possible, but if you still want to take a look at it, please do go ahead and look at what's coming up, what is coming up next. So that's how to contact us here. That of something. And if you have still not managed to log in, we have sent this week, we have sent the orientation meeting recording, but also important is the tech handbook, which will be helpful to you. And what we have done, we have placed it on the homepage. So on the homepage, this doesn't require you to log in. You don't need to log in to access this page. It's accessible to everyone. You'll go in here, click the tech handbook. It will open the PDF file and you can look at it and troubleshoot. If it's a login issue you are having, you can use that to troubleshoot and so on. And so as we get started on Monday, just come in ready to access week 1, to attend your class when it's the day of your class. Actually, let me highlight that actually. I think that's a question students have, rightfully so. So if your class is on Tuesday, then you'll have your first class Tuesday next week. We say we are starting on Monday because yes, we are, and you'll have access to week 1 then, but your first class will take place on the day that is scheduled. So if your classes will be happening on Thursdays, then next week, you'll only have your first live webinar with your instructor on Thursday next week. So on Monday, you don't have to join a live session. You'll only start that on Thursday, and then that keeps repeating Thursday every other week. If you have a class on Monday, as per the timetable here, then on Monday, you should be prepared to join your live session at the indicated time through the provided webinar link in the course. Once again, here it is. Below the instructor picture, it will be called webinar link for all the courses. And yes, those are the final items I would like to highlight. I don't know if there's anything else, Dr.
I think I've seen a number of questions asking about how the visually impaired are being guided, number 1. I think I saw that, and this is from one of the students. And then, of course, there were a number of questions for students who've not yet been enrolled, and also questions on WhatsApp groups. And also, because it's very important, we encourage WhatsApp groups because we want everybody to support each other as well. So this is something that we encourage. So maybe you can answer those questions. We have a meeting coming up with our faculty soon, but maybe you can address some of those questions, and maybe we can even leave off our other colleagues, continuing with these question answers. We do want to answer the questions. This is going to be important.
Let me share my screen once again, just very quickly, to show where to access your course. I think that's important. You'll go to your dashboard. Once you log in, it should redirect you to your dashboard directly, but if that doesn't happen, it will be here on the top. Let me show from the home page. Here, this dashboard is where all your coursework is compiled. Go to see here your recently accessed courses. And as you scroll down, if your course doesn't appear here, it's because you haven't accessed it yet, which is perfectly okay. But as you scroll a bit down, you get to see the course overview, all your courses. So if you don't see your course yet and you have not been enrolled yet, we'll be doing final enrollments for maybe students who have paid recently from yesterday, this morning, others whose courses have just been confirmed today. We'll be doing more enrollments between today and the weekend. So we'll be ready to start. So you just check your dashboard to access your course. The WhatsApp groups, we do encourage students to form communities. You can form a group for your classmates. And I think the best way to coordinate that would be through the student cafeteria, because this is accessible for all your classmates. You can go in here and put and say, okay, for a group, we can coordinate here, place a link, and all your classmates will be able to access it there. Let's see. I think also very important for any persons with disabilities and will need any adjustments to do your coursework, we have a reasonable adjustments policy that just guides us, EBU as a staff, is EBU as an institution, on what accommodations to make and also to make sure our learning is completely inclusive. So you are doing a quiz, let's say you are visually impaired and therefore you need time to read what is there, be partial, maybe you need an assistant to assist you in going through the quiz and guiding you, these are the options. That's completely available. We'll be supporting students with that. We will be giving additional time for students who need those adjustments to make sure that you're completing your assessments, that you're not left out because you're struggling with one thing or another. We'll make sure to make those adjustments, whether it's additional time for your quizzes and so on. I think also very important is that every class will be recorded. So every session you'll be joining with your instructors will be recorded. So you'll have a chance to come back to it and sit down at your own pace, go through the resources, go through the recording as you maybe follow through the lecture slides. The lecture slides are in PDF format, which I think works very well with assistive technologies, most assistive technologies. So these will be provided for you. And then on top of that, a weekly recording will be provided here. Below this button, every week will be a webinar recording so that you can come back to it, review it at any time that you want. So if you still have questions, there's anything you feel you are missing, please use the contact us form, send us an email. We'll be working throughout the weekend to get you started, to get you set up before we kick off on Monday. And really looking forward to a great semester. And all the best to everyone who is joining us. I'll try to do here because we have the faculty meeting actually now, starting, we need to start right now. So we'll conclude today's session here, but there's a record, also there's a record of the charts. So we'll be going through this. If there are any questions we feel were not addressed, we'll be coming back to you with an answer, or we'll continue sending more resources during the week. The Moodle Net ID is not mandatory. So if you're updating your profile and there is the field of Moodle Net ID, kindly leave it blank. That is not relevant to your learning. The only fields that you need in your profile are your names, email address, and a profile picture. The rest is not mandatory for you to complete. So Moodle Net ID, I see Miss Kalongo, that is not mandatory for you to go to do. Okay, so we'll conclude today's session at this point. All the best with their learning. Kupra, Paris, any final words before we move?
I just wish everyone all the best. And yeah, that's all.
Yeah, just wishing them a great semester. And we are here to assist them in any way possible. Just use the contact form and we'll respond to your queries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing on my side as well. Just wishing you a fruitful semester. Yeah, looking forward to interacting with you.